Hello guys and welcome back. Today I'll show you how to install MythicalDash v3 Remastered. v3 Remastered is a brand new version of MythicalDash that's much better as our previous generation. Hence, it's built with more complex tools and it's not just in a programming languages. We are using more programming languages for this dashboard. MythicalDash v3 Remastered looks like this. Basically, if you used MythicalDash Legacy, like v3 Legacy without a remastered, you will understand a couple of things. It's the same concept over here, but it's just much more optimized. The dashboard comes with more languages built in, so you can always select another language. And it comes with a lot of features and a lot of toggles and other things. And it's blazing fast, like you see, it just loads as fast as you can. It has a nice FK page, code redemption page, which this time supports for you to redeem a code only once per user. It also brings back referrals from an old legacy version. They are back over here. And it also brings us link for rewards. So you can use Linkvertise, share us, Cassian links, link pays, and many more coming in the futures. It also brings a nice brand new ticket system, which allows you to have better tickets. As you see, we just made another ticket. Let's open it. As you see, it has much better design and it's much faster. As you see, we can upload. This time we can also upload photos and they're gonna be attached over here, up here in the attachments folder. It also brings leaderboards back, which allows you to have leaderboards based on your users' coins, users' servers count, and FK time. Of course, those are minutes. It also brings back the profile pictures in the profile area. Basically for users like this. Of course, this is a feature you can toggle. It will show you his info, like how much he has, if he's verified, if he's active, and if he's banned, it's gonna show over here, and his role over here. And you can also gift coins, which also implements the brand new tax system that we ended. It's a transfer fee, which limits the fee that you have to get, that you have to pay if you want to transfer coins between other accounts. It also brings back the add funds page, which right now supports Stripe with the legacy, no, not with the legacy, with the normal sandboxes, and not sandboxes. You can use both of them. Either use sandbox or either use your global API key, both of them work. And it brings PayPal EPN. PayPal EPN is basically you just need an email and then you can accept PayPal payments. And it also has a lot of languages, and this version of the dashboard brings a whole another level of the API experience. Every action that a user performs inside the dashboard is actually an API endpoint, because this is a view app. It's a view Vite app. So basically you can pretty much do everything that happens in the front end. Basically everything. As you see, those are the user endpoints. You can do whatever you want. You can read things like emails, you can read his resource usage, you can read his session activities, you can request a new support pin. Here are the requests for tickets. So basically everything is an API endpoint. It also supports two-factor authentication. We just added support for two-factor authentication so people can use to secure their account in a better way. And it's fully synced to Pterodactyl, meaning you can use your existing Pterodactyl installation and it will import the user servers, and it will update the user in the panel, and it will make sure to keep them up to date. Basically, each time you log in inside MythicalDash, it will log you out of Pterodactyl, just so it will be sure that every data is synced between the panels. This also brings us to emails. Emails are much better in this version. You can control the dashboard and have a lot of things using emails. And of course, every API key, every endpoint requires an account token. This is practically your login token as your Discord token. So make sure you never share this token. This version also brings us with the GitHub authentication policy. Basically, you can use GitHub to log in and to log out, and Discord. Those are two features that are in here and will be upgraded for the next version. So you can add like star repositories to get coins, follow users on GitHub to get coins, or on Discord join servers for coins, because that's not implemented. This version also brings a brand new look for the dashboard and for the social icons. Basically, you have social icons for everything. This version also brings the renewal feature, the renew server function. Those are based on 30 days, changeable of course, and users are required to renew their servers to keep them going. Else, before 5 days, before their servers are gonna renew, they're gonna get suspended in the last day, and after the last day their server is gonna get deleted. This is pretty much the whole front end, the whole client side. Now let's go to the admin side. As you see, we have a brand new design for our admin interface as well, just because we want to like modify the looks of it. Everything is located under MC admin. It's not /admin, it's MC admin, because before it was named Mythical Client. So it stayed like that. This new version brings a lot of customizations. Basically, you have health page, which shows you everything that you have to do, just like in the legacy version. And you can also upload your logs to support. Of course, every action like logging, add-ons install, update servers require a valid MythicalDash license, which you can get for free, and I'll show you later how to install it. Next is the users area. This is pretty much just the user area. Basically, you can do whatever you want to the user. Be very careful, there is no save button. You have to click over here, and you can pretty much modify everything about the user. You can see his activities, it logs everything. Some activities have context, some not. This is based on versions, but for example, you can see they reply to ticket 10. Then we also have, you can see the user's emails. Then we have locations, which this time you can edit actually, not like in the legacy version. We can set a name, we can set a status if the node is online or offline. The node IP, which is a feature, is gonna come very soon. It's actually gonna show the users what their ping is to the node. So I pretty much recommend you set an actual node IP over here. You also have the pterodactyl location ID. This is the location of your pterodactyl panel, which is just a number, but when you create the location, it's going to be a drop down. So basically here you can see the pterodactyl location because it fetches with the API. This is broken for the edit page because I was too lazy to fix it. And of course, everything has a confirmed deletion. So if you accidentally click on delete, don't worry, you're safe. This is to delete the location. I pretty much recommend you don't delete anything. And just a note, nothing from MythicalDash gets deleted. They just get marked as deleted, but they stay in the database, just for you to have backups and have tracebacks and revert certain actions. Then we have categories. These are the Minecraft category. For example, if you have to have only Minecraft hosting, you'll only have the Minecraft category. Else you will have like Rust, I think. Then it's gonna ask you for the nest. Yeah, Rust, and then specify Rust servers. Then you can create a category. Of course, everything is linked to the pterodactyl panel. You have to enable it and then save it. This is the only thing you can change. You can change the nest ID. You have to delete the whole egg because of the sync problems. Then you have eggs, which this time support Of course, you don't have to remember the IDs, you can just use the drop downs over here, and you can select other categories if it's enabled or not, and the description of it, of course, if you want to delete it or not. Then we have redeem codes. Those are codes for users to redeem on your host. Basically, you just specify things like how many coins you want, how many coins per redeem code the user gets. And those are just for coins this time, they're not for each type of resources, because that was a waste of time. Of course, you have the uses, which are how many users can use this, and this time it's not going to allow the same user to use it 100 times over and over. We also have support for departments, which are just support tickets departments and will be used in the future for the role system we're going to use. Basically, in the future, we are going to have for support buddies to have a specific department and talk to specific clients. Of course, you can edit the departments too. Then we have the server QI, which is really back into MythicalDash, because we pretty much love the concept of server QIing because it keeps the whole hosting thing much safer, and it's not gonna affect the user in the first place. We also have a status like total servers pending, or servers that are pending to be deployed, building that are deploying right now as we speak, and failed. Of course, you can also view the logs why the servers didn't get deployed. In this case, we don't have any failed deployments. Those are the servers requested in the dashboard. Those are servers that are actual servers in your dashboard. So this pretty much means those servers are already built for you and clients can already use it. Of course, this button goes to the panel so you can manage the server and see the server. Of course, you're gonna have to log in. You have a suspend button to suspend their servers, and you have a delete button which will actually delete the server too. Once again, you have the tickets over here, which you can view the info and then just straight up view the ticket. This will redirect you to the front and back. Then we have announcements, which helps you have announcements for your hostings in case if you don't use Discord, Slack, or other communications platform. Of course, you can delete announcements. Of course, it's gonna just delete it and create announcements. Let's create one test. Let's give it a short description or a full description. This can go up to how many characters you want. And it's going to create that announcement, and here you can add tags in case if you want your announcement to have tags. You can use cool and we can create another tag. Same for images, we can upload any image we want to, like the SpongeBob crying picture. We're just going to upload the image and it's going to be the first announcement image. Each announcement sadly requires an image, else it's going to be broken in the front. Here is the settings page, which will allow you to customize everything from the dashboard. Basically, required settings are the application name, the default language, which is just English. This is for the admin area actually, because users can change their own language. This is the app URL in case you want to change your app URL. The time zone, I pretty much recommend you set the right time zones, so renewals or other features that requires time calculation will match with your hostings provider. They don't match with your user's time zone, they match with your time zones. I pretty much recommend setting your time zone or UTC, Universal Time Zone. This is your logo, which needs to be hosted on a third-party service, or you can upload it to the public front-end directory too. SEO settings, those are not implemented yet, but they will be implemented. Here's our leaderboard settings. We can customize if you want the leaderboard to be public. This means basically if you want people to see the leaderboard and read it, and it's just the leaderboard feature. We also have a limit on how many people are gonna be shown on the leaderboard, and here are some specific features like allow tickets. This will allow or disable the ticket system. This will block tickets from being created, and it will actually hide the items as well, so users can't reach those pages. If you want to allow server creations, if you want to allow public profiles, if you disable this, the coin sharing function will be also disabled. And coin sharing, so you can allow users to share coins between them. This is the maximum count, this is the minimum amount, and this is the fee that it's going to be taken from the user when this transaction goes through. Next is the email features, which won't show to you because they are, as we said, for security reasons, you cannot view them because you want to prevent abuse, and in case if someone really gets into your product, into your MythicalDash installation, so they won't read anything. Then we have the security functions, which are Cloudflare turnstile, which will challenge users to a captcha response to log in inside their account. I pretty much recommend you enable this. Not ping visibility. This is just what we said, the function that will calculate the ping from the user side to the node. This is just a simple function. Then we also have the telemetry function, which is just telemetries. Those are data sent to our servers. They are sent secured via your license key. So basically you need a license key to send and disable telemetries. Those data will be used to improve MythicalDash because those data are collected things like how many users you have, what are the most used things your user use, what was the least things you use. If we have more, if the MythicalDash installations are more premium installations or free installations, and how many users you have, and it's just data to help us grow up. Then we have Mythical Zero Trust, which I recommend you enable. This is a lifesaver. Basically, if you're gonna enable this feature, you agree that all your clients, like every client that logs in and register and creates servers, earns coins, pretty much everything, their data like IP address, email, usernames, first name, last name, Discord IDs, GitHub IDs, server files, which are their server files, but those are only hashes. So basically we never have the files, we just have hashes. And this basically, if you enable these functions, basically it will prevent alting, so it will prevent users to have alt accounts, use VPNs, and it also has ranking system between hosts. So data are shared across hosting areas. So basically, if you have host X and someone has host A, basically the data is gonna get into a database, and when he registers and when he logins, we will check the data, and in case if that user is banned on, let's say, X hosting area, we will actually show you on the users page that this user is banned on multiple instances, and we will show the reason. Then we also have anti-fraud detection. Those are for people that try to fraud you, which will block actions, pretty much everything, it will block it. We also have rate limiting, which will prevent users from bombing your system, API endpoints, or just spamming so they won't DDoS you. And email fraud detection, and it also has a little bit of AI, but those features are not implemented, not even on our side. Again, our side is public too, and your side is public too. My Mythical ID is a public project, so you can, of course, contribute to it or see how it works. We can also, if you have this, it will also scan every user's files. Basically, it will go to each user's server, to their server, and it's just gonna scan the server, and it's gonna match the hashes, because each file has a hash, and it's gonna hash it with our database. And if there's a match, it's gonna suspend the server. We basically, in our database, have pretty much crypto miners, VM software like TerraVM, botnet connections, like a lot of GitHub, public GitHub repositories that have botnets, and other malicious scripts that might harm your hosting RFID or your pterodactyl panel, which this is an awesome feature. But if you are a free user, so if you don't pay for MythicalDash, you're limited to 5 actions a day, meaning only 5 users can get analytics report, and only 5 servers can get suspended a day in case if they use NVMe or something like that. Basically, you can also whitelist admin IPs, so they won't get rate limited, or they won't get blocked if they have their own password multiple times. You also can block Tor exit nodes in case someone uses the Tor browser. You can block that, and you can also enable more logging, and that will just log really everything that the user does, more than the activity logs actually do. Then over the integrations, we have support for a pterodactyl panel. You can see your panel URL over here. Never change this. You might fuck up your whole installation. This is pretty dangerous. And your API key, which is hidden because we don't want to show the users. Then we have a Pelican panel in case you use Pelican and not pterodactyl, which is right now blocked because they are really hard at supporting the API endpoints, and it doesn't really work like we want to. We also have the GitHub integration to allow users to log in, and the Discord integration, and our social integrations. These are basically the links you see in the navbar. Here we can customize the earn rewards, FK rewards. This is just FK page. We can set how many minutes to get a coin. You can also set the code redemptions. We can disable it if you don't want users to claim things. Then we can also customize link for rewards. We can customize link for ties, share us link base, Kiani links, and those are pretty much some link to pays, link for reward things we have. We will add a lot more in the future. If you have any suggestion, please join our Discord server. We also have a referral system, which we can disable. Early supporters, this is not that big of a deal. This is just on the profile page. It will show if they are early supporter and or not. You can pretty much change this to whatever you want or disable it. This is useless. Server renewals are in case you want to activate renewal, which is a much better version of our Puge system, which basically you can customize in how many days the user has to repay for the server to stay active and how much coins. Same if you want to send email notifications, which I'll also show you the mail templates that you can pretty much customize from the admin UI. It's pretty easy. We can customize the store prices, or we can disable the store. We can customize the default users each user get. Of course, this is just for users that register at the time. If the user registers now, after you change this, they will get the new resources, but the old user will keep their old resources. Then we can block things from selling, we can block ports, you can block everything from the store. And we can also limit the max resources the user can have. Warning, this just blocks the user from buying additional resources. If you as an admin set his resources, then this limit won't be counted. Those are the earn features. Here are the terms of service and the privacy policy, which I beg you to fill up. And we also have the billing system, which will just allow you to accept payments via Stripe, as you see, and PayPal. PayPal, we only require an email because we heard your opinion that you want us to have much easier support for PayPal integrations, because to use the PayPal application ID, you need to be a verified PayPal business. Then we have our mythical mail templates, which are just the mail templates, which you pretty much customize from here. You can customize everything you want from this page. Every mail template is customizable, and you can save it and preview it over here. So basically, if you like add something over here, you're gonna see it's gonna update live. And you can also have placeholders, but please use the placeholders that you see here, not on here, because many of them might not be available at the time and at a specific email. Then we also have plugins, which are MythicalDash plugins. Yes, we support plugins officially. We have our own plugin format, which is MythicalDash plugin. It's a MIDI file format. It's a zip file with a password, and that stores all the code. And basically, plugins have a big ecosystems. So basically, you can create a lot of awesome stuff with plugins. The developer kit isn't out yet, but you can create a lot of things with it. And of course, they have dependencies. They can depend on each other. Basically, they are just like micro plugins. I'll show you in the CLI later how you can manage the plugins. Of course, you can configure a plugin. You can add configs. For example, for this plugin, we need configs. Basically, you need to add record values to use this plugin. This is useful for plugins like Discord, webhooks, and stuff like that. Those are pretty powerful because you can use the event system and you can hook inside each function you want. This is basically modifying the dashboard without modifying the code, which will also help us as the supporters of this project, because we are developing it to provide you a better experience, to update your dashboard pretty easy, because plugins depend on event system and are not directly modifying the source code. We also have Mythical Cloud, which is our brand new cloud backup system. This is one of the most powerful features we have in here. Basically, each instance, each free MythicalDash install has a limit of 5 gigabytes provided by us, Mythical Systems, in the cloud. So basically, you can take backups of your server and upload them to our cloud. And basically, you can do a lot of shitty stuff with it. I'll show you just in a little bit. This is the cloud, and this is the backups. So basically, here are our backups. Let's create a new backup. It just created a new backup, the 22 backup. Let's see, is it? Yep, exactly. And we have options like restore, which will actually wipe everything you have. So be very careful while you run this, because it will really restore everything from the time you took the backup. We also have an upload, which will upload your backup to cloud. It won't do it automatically yet, because this is still a beta feature. This is pretty much early stuff. You can upload your backup to cloud, and you can upload it, and it will also upload it to our cloud. As you see, backup has been uploaded to Mythical Cloud. So now if you pretty much go to Mythical Cloud, you're gonna see our backup is over here, backup 26. We can get info about the backup. We can see the size, the original file name, and where it came from. We can also refresh our cloud. We can wipe our cloud, which will wipe every information. We can delete the backup from the cloud, or we can download it from the cloud. This is also helping if you want to move servers pretty easy. And it's going to be over here, backup 26, as you see, and we can now restore it from cloud. And you can click on restore. It will ask you a math question. So this is just to be sure that you're sure about this, and then you can click confirm. And this is the final confirmation. After you click this, you have to be careful, because everything is gonna be gone. It's gonna wipe everything, and it's gonna rebuild the database from the last snapshot you have. Remember, this is only backups for the MythicalDash database. This does not include your Pterodactyl servers. Neither does it include the Pterodactyl users or stuff like that. So if someone like nukes your Pterodactyl panel, this won't help you in any way. If you click sure, of course it failed. I don't know why it failed. I'll have to look into it. But basically you can restore backups from the CLI. And powerful thing, we'll log inside our server. Let's log inside our server. Let's head up to the installation directory, which is where MythicalDash v3. And basically here we have PHP MythicalDash, which is our CLI, which will allow you to see each command that you can run. Of course, if you have any problems at any time and you have a valid license key, you can do PHP MythicalDash logs, and it will upload the logs to our cloud, which, as you see, we're gonna have the logs over here, which are not really full. Those are error logs. Yeah, those are random logs. Oh yeah, those are just bots. So this is in case you want to get support. For the first user, of course, you're going to have the make admin command. You can regenerate your encryption key, which will wipe your database. Those are some colors supported by our CLI, because our awesome CLI supports things like Minecraft color codes. So basically, if you know Minecraft plugins, it's pretty easy to build plugins. We also have things like add-ons. We can PHP MythicalDash add-on, and we can list the add-ons that we have installed, and we can uninstall them, and we can export them, which will basically export add-ons. So let's export Mythical Core. Mythical Core, and it's gonna export it over here. Mythical Core that mythical. This is MythicalDash file format. Those are specific just for plugins, and the Mythical MEDB is specifically for backups. And there's one more file format which is specific for cron jobs. We also have awesome things like to restore from backups. Of course, when you install something, you're just gonna do a PHP MythicalDash add-on install, and you're just gonna provide the MIDI file. So basically, you're just gonna enter the path. You can just enter Mythical Core, and it's gonna install it and set it up for you as you need to. Of course, plugins are very powerful. They can even hook into cron jobs, so you can even have cron jobs with plugins, and you can even create CLI comments. Plugins can do everything that the code can do except front-end changes. Those are coming soon. Plugins will be able to modify the front-end area soon, because the front-end is built in JS and the back-end is built in PHP, if someone knows what I'm talking about. And basically here we can also manage our backups. We can do backup ls, and it's gonna list all our backups, and we can do backup, let's restore from the backup, let's do restore, and let's do 22, and then click yes, and it's just gonna restore from your old backup. It's gonna wipe your database apart, and it's gonna restore from the backup. As you see it now, we should have, of course, we all have the users. Well, this is pretty much how MythicalDash works. So now that we showed you how MythicalDash works, let's get into the steps on how do we install this awesome dashboard. Basically, to install the dashboard, you have to navigate to docs.mythical.systems and make sure to click on v3 alpha. This is still an alpha version, but this is the remastered version. Then you can read this, then you click on operating system, and here choose on where are you installing to. I will use Debian, and basically before you have to have Pterodactyl installed. So if you don't have Pterodactyl, I'm sorry, but you need Pterodactyl. And those are the commands we will have to run. So let's log into our server, and of course you're gonna need a domain too, obvious. Now let's log in as sudo, and of course we don't have sudo, we just will do sudo, and then we'll just upgrade our packages. Then we can install some requirements that we need. I'll cut this video. Okay, now that we have this, will have to install Redis. This is just adding some libraries, some repositories to your package manager, and let's update the package manager to be sure that this worked. And it did. Now let's install PHP, which is our main language. Now that we installed PHP, you have to install MariaDB server. Well, firstly, just add the repositories. Of course, you're gonna do this. This happens sometimes. It's just MariaDB repositories are being pretty unstable right now. You might have to copy this from your PC. This happens all the time to me. This might not happen to you. This is something random they do. Yep. Nano MariaDB setup. Of course, and now we have to run bash sudo bash MariaDB server. This is in case if it happens to you. It shouldn't happen to you though, but if it does, my bad. Of course, it's using a Google API. Okay, now that we have that installed, let's install our main packages, which are Nginx, the web server, MariaDB, tar, and zip, git ready server, zip, and dust Unix. Some packages are not required but are still here for future updates we're gonna have, like git like legacy versions and app automatic updates, which will allow you to auto update your dashboard without you requiring to do anything. This also might take some time. Let's copy the next command just to be sure. And then let's execute this command, which will install NVMe and will allow you to install Node.js. This is gonna enable it, and this is gonna install Node.js to your system. Performance, it might be slower for you, so let's use Node.js 20. Now continue to the next steps, which are installing Composer, which is MythicalDash's Composer package, then installing Yarn, which is MythicalDash's Composer is basically the package manager for PHP, and Yarn is the package manager for Node.js too. Now let's create a folder where MythicalDash will live. It has to be this folder, else it will fail. Please do not install two versions of MythicalDash in the same VPS. Please, pretty much, please do not do that. This is gonna download the latest release version, and we are gonna unzip this version. Then we are also gonna give it the right permissions, and we're gonna install the dependencies. This is basically just installing the packages that are required to use our software without you manually going and specifying what packages you have to install. Basically, we use a make file for you to install stuff easier. You will have to click yes there. And now that we have every package installed, we can go ahead and do this. Those are not required, but I pretty much recommend you do them, and they can't hurt. Those are just things that MariaDB broke in their latest version, and we're just restoring legacy things back. We are just allowing legacy file formats back. You don't need them though, and let's just use MySQL. Please change the password. I won't change the password because I'm just showing as a tutorial. I just pasted all comments over here. Then we have to set application to production mode, which will stop debug logs. Oh, you have to be in the MythicalDash directory, my bad. Then let's set to production, which will set it to false, which will force the build, what we're gonna execute now, to be a production build. Then we can do make release, which is gonna okay. Okay, that happens sometimes when you leave the CLI for some reason. If that happens to you, just sudo su again and it might come back. This happens when you leave the MariaDB on some specific VMs. This is gonna lint the code to be sure that what you're installing is genuine. This will lint our code, which will fix the formatting for your VPS. This is gonna lint our front end, which is gonna make it a clean front end, a clean looking front end that will look better. And in case if you want to modify the code, you will understand better how the code works. Then also click yes. This is gonna install Docker packages, and now it's gonna build the front end. When you build the front end, just have in mind that it will literally go to every page and it will manually build it and export it as a lot of JS files. So basically, every time you modify the front end, you have to run the make build or make release. You can either use the make front end if you only modify the front end, but if you modify the PHP app to, you have to do make release, which will do some code checking to be sure that what code you're gonna build is gonna work or not. This is just syntaxing and just to be sure that codes work before you build them and your users won't have problems with them. I forgot to, okay, we have to click yes again. As you see, it built for everything, each file. You also have Kotlin support for some reason. You can make plugins. Those are just some warnings, you can ignore them. Now we have to add things to our cron job, which we're gonna do sudo cron tab -e, and then select the first editor, go down here and paste those two jobs. This didn't work, did it? Oh, it did. It just was broken for me. Now let's set up the database connection, which will set up a nice database connection. Enter the database encryption. Please keep xchacha20, which will hash your database, and basically settings are encrypted in your database. Then we're gonna use the database name. We're gonna use the same IP. You can just press enter, and for the password, you just have to use your password, what you entered. In this case, I have your password. Now you're gonna see it's connected to the MySQL database. It created an env file. It created an encryption key, which will encrypt data like user payments, credit card infos, and passwords are also hashed into the database using xchacha20, and a lot of things are gonna be hashed. Now let's migrate our database, which will go and create our structure for the database. If it's done, it's just gonna be done. Then let's configure our pterodactyl. We're gonna enter the yes to pterodactyl. We're gonna say yes that we want it, and here enter your panel URL. I'm gonna use my demo panel. Please do not use my demo panel, because there were people using my demo panel. This is gonna get wiped. Anyway, then enter your panel URL. Press enter. There is no current API key set, so basically we will have to go to API keys. Of course, I'm using a pterodactyl panel which has a custom front end, so I can make it much easier. But make sure every permission is reading right and give it MythicalDash as a name. You can give it everything you want. It's really not matters at all. Then create it. Then you have this, and we can copy the key. Of course, this is my Mythical admin. This is a theme I made for you guys. You can buy it on Build by Bit. If you need the link, just ask me in the comments. And then you're gonna enter OK, and let's run tests. Those are gonna be some built-in tests to be sure that the API key you created has all permissions. You can also manually trigger the test by just running PHP MythicalDash pterodactyl test. Pterodactyl test. Okay. Oh, I didn't write pterodactyl test, which will also run the same test again to be sure. Or if you want to see debugs or see the logs, you can do this. Logs are just showing you that the panel actually works. Those are the panel users actually. Next, we have, of course, we have the pterodactyl connection. And now comes to the important part. You need a license key to use MythicalDash. You can get it for free, don't worry. You just have to go to my Mythical ID, which is MythicalDash. This is a version of MythicalDash, but it's just modified for us. Then click on register, and let's name us Bendover, and Bendover at bendover.com for some reason, and let's just use a random password. Then click on OK, and let's fill in the info. After you haven't logged in, make sure, maybe it will require you to, am I dumb? I think I might be dumb. I think yes, I logged in as my administrator account. Oopsie, Bendover. Okay, Is this my actual admin account? Yeah, apparently this is my actual admin account. Excuse me. Okay, so let's see, is this really my actual admin account? Yes, this is my actual admin account. Oopsie. Okay, so now Basically, once you're registered, you have head over to the store and you click on buy MythicalDash V3 Remastered. It's free for a year. After that, you have to buy for a license key. Since if you have a hosting more than a year means you're actually earning something and you can afford to pay like at least €5 for the damn dashboard. The free version just leaves you to use it for free. You can, and even if you don't want to buy another license after a year, you can just set up a new instance. It's not that hard. Or if you want to play for the paid version, you're gonna get Mythical Cloud, what you saw, for 5 gigabytes of storage. You're gonna get the branding removal feature, which will remove powered by MythicalDash from some places. It's gonna allow Mythical Zero Trust to have 50 actions a day. This is because it really requires a lot of compute for us. Like, you're in minus. Like, if you calculate how many Mythical Trust reports we generate for free users, we actually lose money with this feature, even if you pay up for paid license. You get early access to beta features as Mythical Cloud. As you saw, Mythical Cloud is an early feature. You also get more customizations. You can change colors around the place. You also get premium support, and we can talk with you in tickets, and you have priority over everyone. You can also opt out from telemetries. And if you really want to buy a premium license, you will have to have a free license first. So let's create a free license. It's gonna ask you stuff like your company name. If you don't have a company, you just have to enter your hosting name. So for example, we're gonna use Mythical Top. Company website should be your company website, not your client area. And here you can just tell something about your business. You can just say whatever you want, then click on the next step. Next, select the hosting type, what you want to do, a free hosting, a paid hosting, or both. Just do free hosting. Current amount of users, so you can just say Discord users, 15. And expected, how many users you expect to have in 6 months. This is helping us to know how the community, the paid and free hosting community, depend on us. Those data are just dummy data. They will actually never be used by you. Then here is the most important one. The instance URL must match the instance where you're installing MythicalDash. I will install it under client.mythical.top, and I'll use VPS. This is a VPS. We're using a VPS. And accepted server counts are how many nodes you're gonna have, how many locations you're gonna have in Pterodactyl. We're gonna say 6. Then we need some contact infos, because in case we find out that your host abuses or we get complaints, we have to contact you and talk with you. And in case if you won't comply with us, we will have to permanently ban your license. This happens only if you do illegal activities or abuse hosting providers. Primarily, those are just infos, so you can just use info@mythical.system. This is just for us internally. The abuse is for us internally too, and the support email is a public email for people to see, because there will be a page to check for MythicalDash licenses. Next, now we need your owner information. Please fill in your real first name and your real last name. We will suspend your license if you don't fulfill valid information. And your birth date. Even if there's no legal age to have MythicalDash, just specify your real age, name, and stuff like that. Then click on Get Started. You're gonna see you got a new instance. Then you can head over to click on OK, and then we're gonna see I got a new license key that expires. Yeah, this is the key. Now, because you have the instance, you can also upgrade to premium. If you click on here, if you click on premium, and you can click on this instance, and it will create a new instance. But be careful, you have to pay for each month. Each month you have to log in inside this dashboard and create a new license key. Now that you have the license key, we will specify the PHP MythicalDash init, which will initialize the key system and everything. Now make sure to use your license key that you got, a free or a premium license key, both of them will work. This is for my free license key. And make sure the instance URL matches. So mythical.systems. Oh, mythical.top. We said mythical.top. Make sure you don't have the trailing slash at end. And then click on enter, and it's gonna say mythical-instance mismatch, which means I somehow entered the wrong license. Silly me. Let's see. I as an admin can manage the instances, but let's see. HTTP mythical client.top. Let's see my license key. Okay, let's see. Maybe I used the wrong license key. You can show your license keys. Those are not private things because basically they are internal things only. So you need to have the same domain. If you don't have the same instance, it's gonna fail to upload logs. And of course, now I had the right one. You're gonna get the license information. You're gonna see that it's a MythicalDash feature remastered. You're gonna see when it expires. It expires in 2030. Oh my god, this is much longer than expected. Actually, it's not 1 year. And we're gonna see the instance info, and we're gonna see what you're gonna get. Okay, now basically we can go to creating an SSL certificate. We're gonna install Chirpbot and Chirpbot Nginx. In case if you use Nginx, which I pretty much recommend you do, please use Nginx. And then this is if you're on Oracle Cloud. If you're not, you can ignore this. Now let's do Nginx challenge. Of course, if you have Cloudflare, you have to log in inside Cloudflare. I pretty much recommend you using proxy, Cloudflare proxy, which is pretty much a must. Please use Cloudflare proxy. For the love of God, use Cloudflare proxy, so you won't get DDoSed. First, you make sure that SSL, TLS, click on configure, and make sure it's full strict. Don't use SSL origin pool, or don't use flexible. Make sure it's strict, full strict, or off non-secure. You can choose whatever you want. Here you have to create a new client. Let's see my VPS IP because I already forgot it. This is my VPS IP. Oopsie. And then make sure that this points to this. And then make sure to save it. For MythicalDash to access your backend, you have to be sure that you're gonna whitelist your IPs. Like, for example, if this is the VPS of MythicalDash and this is your pterodactyl panel, you have to go over to where was it? Security. It's loading in this case. WAF, which is Web Application Firewall. Then click on Tools and make sure you paste in your pterodactyl IP over here. Then click Allow and all websites under this account. And this will make sure that it will work if you use Cloudflare proxy. Make sure to do this with every node you have, like literally every node you have, literally every node you have. Every node IP should be over here. Every VPS IP your host has, and even your personal IP maybe too. That's just some personal preferences you can have right there. And now, because we have the Chirpbot, we can do client.mythical.top. Then let's use our TLD. Yes, accept the terms and accept this. Then wait to get this SSL certificate. This might take some time. Yep, and we got it. In case if this fails, you can toggle a proxy protocol. Proxy, you can turn it off while you get the certificate and then turn it back on. Chirpbot does that sometimes. You have to once again edit sudo cron tab and add the renewal for the certificate. Pterodactyl says that too. Now let's delete our default Nginx configuration. Let's just do that. And now let's copy this, go over to Notepad. Let's paste this in, and let's just replace the main domain with your domain client. Of course, this was dash because I failed the last tutorial. Client, and click on replace all. Then copy this. Head over to your PuTTY and create a new sudo nano adc inging, so it's enabled, and then name it MythicalDash remastered.conf. Then do ngings t to test if the configuration is successful, and then just enable it. Of course, it's enabled for me already, but you have to run the command. And then you can head over to your client. It's gonna say MythicalDash, then you can click on register. Let's create a new username. You can also generate your email. Let's use Cassian, German. Let's use this, and you get some suggestions too for some popular. Those are because of telemetries. Those are basically most used email addresses in every MythicalDash instance. You can also generate your password too, and enter a referral code. Then you can click on login, and it should create your panel email too. This shouldn't happen actually. Let's see, did it actually create it? In case this happens, we can pretty much debug it pretty easy. Okay, my panel might be kind of weird right now. Oh, it did create my user into pterodactyl. Huh. Okay, my panel was bricked. It was my fault actually. I'm so sorry. I just found out my panel, it's a demo panel and the data wiped. This is why you should use your real panel. But right now let's do PHP MythicalDash and make admin, and let's enter the user's IP email address, which we just can get over here. User updated, and now we should be an admin. You can head over to the admin area and you can see the users, which whoopsie, don't do that. Let's see, do we have a pterodactyl ID? Yes, we do have a pterodactyl ID. Okay, that's fine. This means it's fine. So this is basically how you install MythicalDash and how you get it running. In case you have any problems, make sure you always run PHP MythicalDash logs and send me the logs on Discord via ticket, or please do it via my Mythical ID, which will help me a lot more to debug it, because I also can see your logs and telemetries. Basically, this was it. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'm sorry for having this video taking an hour. But this is how you install MythicalDash. This is how you get it running. And of course, you know how to do from now on, because you just saw what you can do and how everything works. Basically, these are the style data which I showed in the beginning of the video. So thank you guys for watching, and bye bye.